I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. Today we're going on a Mr. Rogers field trip. I'm going to see if we can get this hard drive recovered. Mark!
Hey!
Hey, I need your help. I've got a bad drive.
Oh no.
But first, before we go back there and get this taken care of, sit down with me. I want to talk to you.
All right, great.
I want to talk to you.
Oh.
This is Mark Taylor, and he is my favorite data recovery specialist.
Well, hello.
Hello. So I love this little area where you have people come in first before they go back to the back. Kind of talk to me about the concept that you have going.
Actually, nobody goes to the back.
Oh, nobody goes to the back. I get to go to the back because I love to see the back.
Never leave this area, no.
Oh, okay. So they just come in, you talk about what the problem is, and then they leave it with you, and you take it to the back.
Sure. This is where we find out the circumstances behind why they're here. Yeah.
So in my case,
What happened?
It may be the enclosure, it may be the drive. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you look at it. But with the concept that you're developing, this is the first of its kind.
This is my Petri dish, the prototype store.
And you're wanting to build that out, correct?
Absolutely. And there's several modes by which we want the business to operate. We have a storefront concept, and then also a remote delivery concept.
Okay.
Which would mean an existing business would have the capability of doing data recovery without data recovery specialist there.
Really? So I could, because I don't know how to recover data, but
Of course.
I could have my own store and do it.
More or less, they'd have their own magic white box, and their only requirement would be to hook up the failing device, and we would do it all remotely.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. And so that's something you're developing, and people will start to be able to sign up for that as well, right?
Well, that would be a service provider per se.
Okay.
Like the Apple Store, or a Best Buy, or Micro Center or Fry's.
Nice.
So more or less, they would have the capability of providing the services we do here, but within their own construct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about price. Because this is a big thing. You know what happened when I did the Drobo episode and I mentioned my failing drive that I was going to come to you to get it taken care of. Right. A lot of people said, you know what, just get some software, see if it'll take care of it.
Oh.
Now, but I know that you guys, it doesn't really cost a lot when I come to him.
So there's some core critical things. It's sort of like telling someone, you can change your alternator, or you can change a part in your car, and just go get your pliers and a screwdriver.
Yeah.
So very often the difference between success and failure is not one's technical ability, but the tools that they use.
Sure.
And so the critical important thing in this process is having the right tools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me anything about the process that you go through that ensures that you can charge less than most data recovery specialists?
Right. So how we differ?
Exactly.
I don't want to do that. Well, what we sell is our transparency, really, and the most critical factor in that is that we don't do lab services. We don't do clean room parts replacement, and
explain what that is.
Well, in some circumstances, the failure is severe to the degree that the failing components must be addressed before recovery can be pursued.
Okay.
And in those cases, there is a very stringent, very precise process. The first thing that we do is just give it a precursory look. Very often, if you have a drive that's been surged, there'll be a burn spot. This is called a PCB, or the controller board. So we'll remove this and inspect it visually. And that very precise process is where much of the cost comes in. Mm-hmm. So you have to have an infrastructure. It's sort of like if I need my appendix out.
I'll take it out for you, no problem. I'll just get the tools.
Exactly. I could probably do it on the kitchen table, but I'd go to a surgery center, or I would go to a hospital that has an operating room. And the building of the hospital is the infrastructure. It's the cost of why the bills are so high. So what we do is remove that from the people who don't need it, and in cases where that is necessary, we will discover that very quickly. We make sure that if that's necessary, they get forwarded to the best place to do that.
Okay.
So about 85% of what we see does not require that. It does not require what we call extraordinary measures.
Okay.
And of the drives that are failing to the degree that requires physical repair, clean room parts replacement or lab services, we're only seeing about a third of those come back. So once they get to that point, the honest reality is it's not likely statistically that you're going to get your data back.
All right, so let's head back and see if you can save this little baby.
Okay, great. Let's see. Okay, so basically data recovery is a 4-step process. The drive comes ready, the drive is imaged, the image is processed, and then we have the outcome. And so at this point, you're in good shape. The drive has come ready. At this point, we don't know if it's going to image. I suspect it will, given the way it presents. And once it's imaged, then we'll process that image. Hopefully your file system's not too damaged. If it's not damaged, it'll look exactly like it did prior to the failure.
We were there most of the day, and when we left, there was 5 hours left in the recovery process. I'll let you know what happens. In the meantime, this brief was brought to you by Squarespace.com. You can try it with a 14-day free trial, and if you like it, you can save 12% when you sign up by using promo code GEEK. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Callie Lewis. Bye. I shouldn't be so happy. My data is in jeopardy. Sorry, a little dramatic there.